Can you tell me how many lives maybe are killed due to firearms?
3 million a year.
It's sad, but this woman right here is proof that it's easier for people to believe a lie than to believe they've been lied to.
Hi, sir. How are you?
I'm great.
I know you were begging for my fiance's attention here with your sign. Tell me about it.
Tell me about it. No, I'm great.
You want to tell my fiance about it? Why don't you tell the camera about it?
Oh no, I'm doing pretty good actually. I'm actually just trying to just talk to people about the fact that gun laws do save lives.
Like the guy in Maryland, right? The red flag gun law?
Actually, we don't like using the term red flag gun laws. We prefer the term extreme risk protection orders.
Okay. That didn't save his life.
See, I'm actually here on behalf of the people, the Latinx community, especially in El Paso. But here's the thing. So I know who you are. I'm cool with it. I know we disagree on some certain issues.
Even if you weren't cool with it, I guess I don't care.
Oh, no, it's totally cool. I mean, I know we disagree fundamentally on issues, but I don't really want to start anything, so.
Why not? You want to convince me you don't want to change my mind?
Not your mind.
Why don't you want to try to change my mind?
Just not worth it. Thank you.
Just not worth it. Thank you.
Not worth it? Why?
He averted that thing for sure. He wasn't ready for the smoke. He wasn't really prepared. He was out there standing for a sign. He probably didn't even know what sign he was holding up, what the reasons behind it were. He probably was just going out there because everybody else was out there that he's cool with, that he's associated with. That's society nowadays. That's 99% of people out there protesting, going crazy over a cause, don't even know what they're really out there for.
I'm one of the biggest advocates for gun rights in the country, and you don't want to change my mind? You don't want to change my mind?
I'm good.
You're chasing him down.
How old are you?
I am 19.
That's sad. I'm one of the biggest advocates for gun rights in this country. I'm known as the gun girl, so why wouldn't you want to try to change my mind?
That's very interesting considering somebody that got shot.
What, I'm sorry?
I got shot, so I'm just trying to figure out why are you so good about guns? What is it about guns that you think is legal to have on this state? What is it about guns that you think is legal to have on this state?
2A, baby.
That you think is legal to have on this state?
Well, the Second Amendment and my God-given right to defend myself says that I have that right.
So what about the kids that got killed last year because somebody had a gun and they got shot? Wasn't supposed to have it. Illegally was sold to them, and I understand that you can defend yourself. But
You're really defending.
And I am a victim of getting shot as well.
Are you gonna let me talk?
Go ahead.
So you just absolutely dismantled the gun law argument that we need gun laws. You just sat there and said that he got it illegally. He wasn't supposed to have it. So what's your argument?
No, I didn't say all of that. You wouldn't even let me talk. So when you're done talking, let me know that I can talk, and then we can go ahead and squash
So
this.
every year, up to 3 million lives are saved due to defensive use of firearms. That is found by the CDC.
He said, oh, okay, you talking. Let me know when you're done talking so I can talk as you interrupted her talking. Bring it back.
That he got it illegally. He wasn't supposed to have it. So what's your argument?
No, I didn't say all of that. You wouldn't even let me talk. So when you're done talking, let me know that I can talk, and then we can go ahead and squash
So
this.
every year, up to 3 million lives are saved due to defensive use of firearms. That is found by the CDC. Obama actually ordered the CDC to do an investigation, and they found that 3 million lives are saved every year due to defensive use of firearms. Can you tell me how many lives maybe are killed due to firearms?
3 million a year.
That's how many people die every year?
Yeah.
3 million.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you one more
She
chance.
pulled that one out of nowhere.
Think about how many people are in the country, and then 3 million every year are dying.
I'm being sarcastic, sweetheart.
Okay.
I'm being sarcastic if you didn't realize it, but okay. Next question.
Well, that was the question.
No, sweetheart. Caitlin exposed your ignorance. That's exactly what happened. There's a big difference. She wasn't being sarcastic. She got owned, and it's simple. Caitlin hit her with the night. It's past your bedtime. Here, let me help you. Let me tuck you in. She got caught up in the lie. That's what it was.
Do you have an
No,
answer?
I answered the next question. I gave you an answer. I asked you, did you have another question?
Do you have a real answer?
I just gave you a real answer.
Okay, so it wasn't sarcasm. You're going back and forth.
I saw you how you disrespected one of my colleagues, and I'm just like, are you serious right now? Do you know?
No, you got mad about firearms. Do you know how many people die every year due to firearms?
When it's illegally used?
No. Firearm homicides, deaths. How many are used?
Are we done here?
Do you have an answer?
I don't have nothing to say because I just told you that I see too many kids getting shot, and you can't even tell me how you feel about that.
I think it's terrible. No
Forget the
kids
gun
should be
laws.
shot. I've never said that. I've never advocated for that to
But
happen.
that's the question that I asked you, and you completely ignored it. I did ask you that. I said, what about the kids that get killed every year due to gun
Asked her
violence?
that.
And you
That's not
said
gun violence.
That is gun violence.
It's
What are you talking
violence.
about?
So when someone gets stabbed, do you call it knife violence?
It was a gun that was used to kill another kid who couldn't even graduate, let alone get married, let alone see his mom.
And that's a terrible situation
Okay, so
that I
how's
would
it not
never
gun violence? You
advocate for
said it's just
having.
violence. How's it not gun violence?
So when someone stabs
Oh
someone
my
else,
goodness.
is it knife violence?
It doesn't matter what type of, whatever kind of violence it is, whatever that is done,
So
is
it's
done.
just violence. It's very disingenuous to your argument to call it gun violence when it's just violence. If you don't call people hanging themselves with rope from suicide rope violence, or stabbings knife violence, or car accidents car violence, it's disingenuous, and you're insulting my intelligence to think that
You
I won't
insulted
know
my
the
intelligence
difference.
first, sweetheart. You insulted
So you
my
never
intelligence
answered my
first.
question.
And you never answered
How many
mine.
people?
No, you did that to yourself. You insulted your own intelligence just by speaking just out of turn, just out of context, not knowing what you're talking about, saying that this is gun violence by illegal means of possessions, but you won't have that same thought process when it comes to knives, when it comes to somebody killing somebody with a rock with their fist, choking them out, stomping them. Come on now. You got to keep that same standard across the board. Evil is evil. Sin is the problem. And we're going to talk about it, but let me bring this back, man. My bad. I had to interject. I don't want to be copyrighted, and I have an opinion on this, very strong, and I'm gonna stand firm in it.
You never answered my question.
And you never answered
How many
mine.
people
Until you
died?
answer mine, and I'm going to answer yours. That's
I
how
already
we're going to do it
answered
here. No, you didn't. And we're done here. Have a good day.
You don't have an answer. Okay, so I'll go ahead and answer it.
Oh man, arguments when people are losing arguments and it turns into whose turn it is to talk like it did at the beginning, and her use of the words minds and acts clearly demonstrates that she's a brilliant undercover genius. That's what it is. That's what we're missing out on. And she doesn't even need to participate in this conversation. That's what it is. She's just so far above and beyond understanding common sense and moral values. Absolutely absurd, man.
About 13,000 people are killed due to gun homicides, and that includes self-defense, justified shootings, stuff like that. So she's over there saying that I'm insulting her intelligence, but she couldn't answer my question. I just want to maybe change her mind. Do I care about change her mind? Really, no. But I do like to give my audience here, you guys, a little knowledge about what to say or what to do when you come out here and try to face these people that run on emotion. So, you know, the right to self-defense is my right, it's your right, it's her right, it's her right, it's his right, it's everybody's right here. Emotions don't dictate that. Emotions don't dictate my right to defend my life. And they never will, and I will never fall for the emotional argument because it's disingenuous. And what a shame to the kids who lost their lives for her to go out there and use their deaths and walk on their graves to try to push an agenda that she knows nothing about.
Wow. The ignorance is out here real. It's bliss on full display. That lady right there walked away because all her arguments were based on emotion. All her assertions, conclusions, and assumptions were presented as truth until they were challenged by Caitlin. And great job to Caitlin for defending her position. And the lady was just evasively jumping from one issue to another because once she was challenged and shown a different point of view, which I deem as the truth, she changed it to something else because that didn't fit her narrative. And it's very disrespectful that she labels all of these crimes, all of these evil murders by people as a gun problem and not a people problem. Like there's no accountability in today's day and age. And that's the issue at hand. So let me get this straight and see if I have their understanding correct. If some nut job drives through a crowd full of people, like what happened in Wisconsin, are you then going to turn around and start banning those assault Chevys and Fords and Teslas and things of that nature? Doubtful, because at the end of the day, crazy is crazy. And you got to hold the person accountable for their actions, not the manufactured steal. It's not the gun's fault. The gun doesn't just hop out and start popping off. It's people that commit those acts. It's because they got evil in their heart from whatever actions or things have happened to them that they've surrounded themselves with or that they've been through. That's on them. That's not on the item at hand. That's not on the vehicle or anything like that. Hold the person in the mirror accountable. I don't think these people truly understand or fathom. Matter of fact, I know they can't comprehend this, that someone that truly wants to hurt other people will almost always find a way. And if you don't have a weapon to defend yourself, then your time here on earth is done, because a premeditated attempt with a gun or anything of that stature, it already puts innocent people at a huge disadvantage because they have to react. Whereas the criminal, they've already planned out the weak points and has the upper hand. So toss me my AR-15 with my 30 round magazine and let's see whose precision is better. Let's see innocent people have the chance to defend themselves with any means necessary. They deserve the upper hand. That ain't cheating. You deserve all the unfair advantages as possible, because somebody out to do evil, you should have a way to combat that. God gave people free will, so that means I have the right, my Second Amendment right, that shall not be infringed upon, to clap back, to strap up, and anybody that wants to come knocking, we can duke it out. However you want to do it. But I'm not ready to fold and curl up like a little turtle shell and not protect my loved ones, not protect the people I care about. Neither should you, neither should this woman or Caitlin or anybody that has that right to defend themselves, should they fold and not do so. Now, if you've been on my channel for more than 2 videos or so, then you know I think biblically pretty much about everything. These good books right here, the truth, the basic instructions before leaving earth, this is how I base my life. And I highly encourage you to start walking in this as your foundation and how you walk morally and through everything in life. This has all your answers. And just keeping that perspective, since we're talking about this, the very first book in God's word, Genesis, that is, talks about how Cain killed his brother Abel. You know why? Because he had evil in his heart. And the fact that some sinners use guns to commit sin doesn't mean guns are the problem. Sin is the problem, and that's a moral and spiritual issue. Since the beginning of humanity, people have been killing other people with and without weapons. So taking a certain weapon out of circulation might make murder more difficult, but by no means impossible. The government can put as many laws and regulations in place as humanly possible, but there's already over 20,000 gun laws for criminals to ignore. They don't give a darn. They don't care what law is established. They want to go out and get something that can do harm or kill somebody else. They're going to do that. And we got to start promoting arming up people and getting more honest everyday teachers and just everybody walking in the streets that's able-bodied and has good intentions. We got to get those people strapped up and be able to defend what they love. So when evil does come lurking, you got to have a response for that. And I'm going to end it with this, because some of y'all are tired of me ranting, and I'm perfectly okay with facing that criticism, especially from a biblical perspective. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 8 says, there's a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. So the world we're living in today in 2022, when I'm recording this, you better keep your prayer game strong and relationship with the Lord even stronger, because when it comes to that free will that God gave us, there very well could be a time and place that you got to protect yourself or others with a gun. And I'd rather be caught with than without any day. But I want to hear y'all thoughts. Comment them down below. Let's keep this thing civil. Keep it rolling. I know some keyboard thugs may go crazy in the comment section. That's perfectly okay. God gave you that ability to have that angst and animosity in your heart. If that's how you want to carry your everyday life, that's on you. But for the people that have sense and that want to grow and progress, comment your thoughts down below and let's have a conversation. That's how we progress in society. Share this video for obvious reasons. It's scary that this sort of ignorance in real everyday people getting interviewed is how they live their life in a just closed box, and they don't want to have the ability to defend themselves, and they don't see that the steal isn't the issue. Not at all. It's the evil and the sin in the world, because people don't have truth. They don't have direction. They don't know God's love and his grace and the forgiveness that you have in Jesus Christ, that all of us have because he took on that cross. So that's why we need to get this out in front of people. But outside of that, if you like the video, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all my videos. If you want to support the channel, you can always buy me a coffee, donate on PayPal. All my links are in the description. You don't got to do any of that stuff at all, just showing up. I appreciate the viewership, the friendship, the hate, or whatever we've developed in this time together on screen. I'm grateful for it. So I'll still be praying for you no matter what. I love y'all. Again, shout out to Liberty Hangout and everybody who made that possible. Shout out to the woman who at least had the conversation but then walked away because she didn't get her way and she didn't want to be challenged on her viewpoint because it was illogical. It didn't make any sense. But I digress. Godspeed. I'm gone.